Hello everyone. So this is my third video of 4 that I'm doing today, and this one is a nod towards solitary heathens. And I kind of want to do this video because I kind of want to come to the defense of solitary heathens. So, before I begin, I want to say something. I'm probably going to insult people with this video, so I'm truly sorry beforehand. There'll be comment approval only, and all that stuff. So, when I first got involved in heathenism, I was really thinking long about, do I want to be part of a kindred, or do I want to do this on my own, and stuff like that. And I came to the conclusion that I wanted to be solitary. So I decided to do a Google search, and I came upon something that reinforced what I had read some time ago. And this is that solitary heathens are not possible. And this goes back to what I said in my other video about the arch-heathen worldview. The reason that solitary heathens are looked down upon much more, a lot worse than, say, Coven is looking down upon solitary Wiccans, is because kindreds do not believe that an individual can do anything. They believe that the only way that you can do anything worthwhile, or anything period, is if you are bound to a kindred or to a community or whatever. The problem with this is they think everybody wants to be in a kindred. And that if you don't want to be in a kindred, you're some kind of weird person. So where does this leave solitary heathens? Well, it leaves solitary heathens in a very, very tight spot. They, the biggest thing is to prove that you really are a heathen and that you really are serious about it. And the only course for a lot of them is to become part of a kindred, so that their luck or their worth is not challenged. Kindreds are good if you're into that. But if you're not into it, you find yourself, defend yourself and everything. So, as this one person said, every religion has their kooks, and kindreds happen to be the biggest kooks of them all. Now, if you want to join a kindred, fine. I have no problem with that. But to me, it's like there's nothing wrong with having an individual, whatever, mentality. There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with being solitary. There's nothing wrong with doing what you're doing alone. Some people are solitary because they have no choice in the matter, and some just flat out do not want to be part of a group. And that's their right, and that's their prerogative. But for kindreds to put them down and to view them as not being heathen is wrong, and I don't support it. I don't support it at all. So if you're a solitary heathen and you don't want to join a kindred, you don't have to join one. it should not be an obligation. It should not be the moment you decide to be a heathen, you must immediately join a kindred. No. Now, if you do want to join a kindred, my advice is wait 3 years. Make sure that newness is fully out of your system. So that you can approach them and be seen as somebody that is serious about what you're doing. But if you never want to join a kindred, fine. But my advice is if someone in a kindred tells you that you're not really a heathen because you're not part of a kindred, tell them to go off somewhere. You don't need people to tell you that you're not this type of pagan. Another thing is, this really gets me agitated, is heathens may try to shake the label of neo-pagan or pagan off of them, but they can't. Once you're given that label, that is what you're known as. You can go and you can moan and gripe and complain all you want. But if you're labeled as a neo-pagan religion, you're not going to get rid of it. You can reject it all you want, but it's still going to be there. Another thing is, one of the things I find very disturbing is when someone comes to a kindred and they know absolutely nothing and they say stupid things. You have certain people that will snap at them and yell at them and say, you should know what you're doing, blah, 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 and they run them off. And that's not good. Or they see that a possible heathen has a worldview that's different from the arch-heathen worldview, and they don't like that and they run them off. We don't need those kinds of heathens in the community. We need heathens that will respect that not everybody prescribes to the arch-heathen point of view, never will, doesn't want to prescribe to it, doesn't feel the need to, and they'll say, what I believe is good enough. But the reason they think they can drive these people off and they'll disappear is that they believe that if they make them as unwelcomed as possible, that they will leave and they will never come back and they will never have to contend with them ever again. And that is a delusion in itself. Because if someone is serious about being a heathen, they're not going to allow some guy from New York to tell them you're not a heathen and run them off, because they're going to come back and you're not going to know they're back. They're going to come back and they're going to practice their religion, and they're not going to give a flying rat's butt. But another thing is, when this is done, it damages a possible partnership between one heathen and another, because that person will never, ever, ever come to any meetings, any rituals, any gatherings, for fear that they will be ostracized and they will be attacked and all that. So my advice to, once again, my advice to new heathens, especially heathens that want to be solitary, just do your thing. Just do your thing. Don't worry about these kindreds. They do not have ownership over heathenism. They don't own it. They don't have a copyright to it. And the only entities that know your worth is the gods, not some kindred in Colorado. So I hope that my video was clear and was informative. My next video, will be about Frigga's bloat. I am going to get back to posting videos on this channel for heathen videos. So yeah, so until next time, be well, bye.